Hello and welcome to day 3 of the 7 days of self-love and self-care series. For today's video, we will be doing a Hatha yoga flow that's going to be a little bit more of a core focus and standing core focus, I should say, and balancing. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So coming into a nice seated position to start, we'll start with a brief grounding to just center the heart, center the breath, and setting an intention for today's practice by settling into an upright seated position that feels the most comfortable, relaxing the facial features, relaxing the shoulders down, everything down towards the earth to allow yourself to come into your natural cycles of breath here, connecting with the heart, connecting with the body, listening to what your body is saying today, and carrying that voice of the heart and the body into our energizing practice today. We'll take 3 more cycles of your breath here, not forcing anything, but simply allowing your body to replenish only the positive vibes with every inhalation and releasing on every exhalation the negativity of the mind. And with your next exhalation, gently opening the eyes again if they were slightly closed and coming into our standing pose. Today we will begin with more of a balance and standing posture, which is going to be starting with the tree. So to start, we will have a small fist distance, about 1 fist distance in between the feet. So to start, we will have 1 fist distance in between our feet today. And from here, I will be again doing a few options so everyone can choose whichever one they like and suited for today's practice. So the first variation, we will start with the right foot that will be moving upwards. Left foot will be planted down towards the earth. From here, with the right hand, we will gently guide our right foot to start. Again, this is our traditional tree position where it will be the right foot that will be connected with the left inner thigh. And from here, either staying here with the arms, or if you'd like, bringing the hands upwards with the inhalation, and with the exhalation, bringing the palms into Namaste, into heart center. Staying here for the traditional posture. If this is not in your practice today, or you feel a little bit unbalanced and wobbly, the other option is to not come as high, but to come a little bit lower. So with the right foot, we will just gently place it in the inner portion of our ankle here. So this is our option in case you'd like to not come into the full position. And if this one still feels a little bit wobbly, or for some reason the ankles are just not feeling it today, just simply placing that toe down, but still opening into that hip opening, so you can still partake in the full benefits of tree pose. And from here, if you'd like to join in with the arms, bring your hands into heart center. So from here, we'll stay for a couple cycles of breath. And for this one, if it is in your calling to close the eyes, feel free to do so, to have some fun with some balancing today. Or if already the balance feels right with the eyes open, keeping the eyes open and settling into tree. And breathing nice deep inhale through the nose and deep exhalation out through the mouth here. With every breath, feeling that warmth of the heart coming in through the heart and out. Beautiful. We'll stay here for one more full cycle of breath here. And on your next exhalation, releasing the hands, releasing the feet, and switching over to the opposite side. So now on your next inhalation, grabbing a hold of your leg or just simply placing it down on the floor, opening the hips. When you feel grounded, bring the hands up towards the sky. Inhale here, and exhale, bring the hands into heart center in Namaste. Channeling your inner balance, your inner centeredness of the heart. Feeling a gentle warmth in the front line of the body and feeling stability through instability today. Coming into your natural cycles of breath here. Nice, deep, and complete and restorative inhalation. And complete, full exhalations here. We'll stay here for one more full cycle of breath. Last opportunity to get a little bit deeper into tree today. And on your next exhalation, unwinding the hands, unwinding the feet. And let's go ahead and gently just rock your feet forward and back by lifting your heels, lifting the toes, rocking yourself forward and back. Just releasing the feet here. We don't usually take into a lot of consideration relaxing the feet. We usually don't care for our feet usually. We're very busy, so this is a small opportunity to get a little bit close to the earth, to gently bring, again, blood flow back to the feet, to care for our feet naturally here, even if it's just a couple moments here in our practice. And whenever you feel ready, we'll go ahead and come back into another standing position, but we'll go ahead and face towards the side. So y'all are gonna see me face on the side view here, but we'll start again by keeping the theme here, starting with the right foot. That's going to be moving. The left foot will be firmly planted onto the earth. So again, I will show the traditional form first, starting with the right foot, the right hand, connecting the feet with the hands here. From here, either taking a mudra with the hands, the index and the thumb can connect here, and bringing it outwards so that y'all can come into a beautiful starting position of dancers today. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and lean slightly forward, keeping a slight bend into your knees here. And at the same time, notice simultaneously opening through that leg here and coming a little bit deeper into dancers. Coming back into starting position on the exhalation, and on the inhalation, slowly again, coming back, reach a little bit forward with that front fingertips and the toes behind, and creating this nice, beautiful arch in the back here. Now, if for some reason this does not feel right, y'all can always do a wall support and have one hand on the wall, the opposite hand preferably, and from here, left hand is on the wall, right foot is here, extension through the spine. And notice we're still coming forward so that the slight bend in the knee is present, and we're just using the wall as a guide here. So that is an option. The other option is to just come into a standing position. Some of us already feel the intensity through the standing position. So this is another option to just stay in this one and kind of gently practicing and guiding yourself into a forward fold and coming forward, perhaps with the guide of the wall here. So whenever we feel ready here, whichever option we take, we'll come into the dynamic version of this pose. So coming forward and expanding through the heart, expanding through the legs here, and returning gently again through that starting position 2 more times. Again, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the eye gaze here, forward, and gently restoring back into the starting position. Last time, and we'll stay in static, coming into the full dancer's pose here, or with the guided, and here we'll stay here for a couple moments and keeping the eyes open. And for balance purposes, looking at one point in the room. Try to spot a nice stable surface to look at as we come into this dancer's pose. Last breath here. And on your next exhalation, slowly coming out of this pose, you're releasing the hand from the foot and coming onto the other side. So whenever you feel ready, coming onto the next side. So the right foot is planted all the way down. Left hand, left foot is meeting together. From here, either taking the option of the mudra or the wall support. From here, we'll come into the dynamic version first. And sometimes the sides can feel a little bit different, just guiding yourself through the dynamic positions. We'll do 3 more times here, really lengthening through the heart, lengthen through the fingertips and the back and the legs, and returning back. We're almost there, 2 more times. Lengthen into your beautiful dancer's position, and coming back into the starting. Last time. In deeply, looking at one point in the room and staying here for a couple cycles of breath. Really lengthening the heart, open the heart to movement of the dancers. Keep on rooting through the bottom foot, feeling the strengthening of the leg, feeling the support of the arms. And the core is heating in this balance position today. Last breath here. And on your next exhalation, slowly returning back into the center, disconnecting the hand from the feet. And let's go ahead and roll the shoulders back, doing some slight shoulder rolls. Feeling a beautiful heat in the heart and the core, but also in the back. And also the feet, again, rocking forward and backwards. If you feel any kind of tension, or it just feels great to move those heels and the feet today. And we'll come back into a nice position on the floor whenever ready. And we'll do a floor series before we conclude today's practice. And coming in to start a beautiful high plank position. From here, coming into either a full chaturanga by bending into your elbows, flipping the legs down, scooping the belly up, and coming back into downward facing dog. Or perhaps, if this is one of your first chaturangas ever, coming into a more modified position with your knees coming onto the floor, zigzag line, elbows bent, chin is coming down, and planting the feet down into a cobra. Slight and gentle opening through the heart, slight bend in those elbows, and pushing back. Toes again, connecting back to the earth, and into the knees to push yourself back into downward facing dog. And so whichever variation we're taking today, we'll go ahead and meet back into high plank position. Now coming into chaturanga, zigzag line or full chaturanga, upward facing dog. And exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Beautiful, let's do it 3 more times here. Inhale, coming into high plank position. Breath retention, chaturanga or zigzag, chaturanga. Upwards facing dog or cobra, opening the heart. Inhale here. And exhale, flipping the toes over, pushing back into downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Coming back, inhale, breath retention, chaturanga. Upwards facing dog or cobra. Open the heart and exhale, push the palms down, push the toes back onto the earth, push your hips back into downward facing dog. We'll do it one last time and we'll stay in the downward facing dog at the last one. Inhale, breath retention, full chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. And inhale here, exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. And here we'll stay for 4 full cycles of breath, pushing the hips actively back, squeezing the navel into your spine, pushing those palms down onto the earth. Fingertips are nice and extended away from each other. All 10 fingertips, all 10 toes, pushing away from each other and rooting into the floor a little bit deeper by pushing your hips back. Lengthen the spine, perhaps closing the eyes here, or just keeping them open. Feeling the nice heat that we just created in the beautiful chaturanga practice today. Last breath here. And on your next inhalation, slowly planting your knees back down, slowly coming out of our downward facing dog. And we're gonna go ahead in preparation for our last position and pose today, which is going to be a camel. So starting with the traditional form, we'll start with the tall kneeling position. Toes are both down. And from here, we're gonna do a nice extension through the spine. The right hand, keeping the theme today, right hand is coming to meet the heel with the palm, and now the left coming into our full arch of camel. And from here, the neck can either stay here if it's more comfortable, or coming into full version where the head will come down to an extension. So you are creating this beautiful line through the opening here. Beautiful. Now, option is to come into version 2. Elbows are coming into a bent position and palms are supported on your low back. From here, slowly, slowly arching through the back, extension through the hips, and finding a comfortable position that you can allow yourself to come back. So if this is how it feels today, this is what you're taking, and this is the right position for your body today. If you feel pain or any kind of tension, do not go as far. So only finding a good position you can tolerate if this is especially your first time doing this one. And the neck can either be here all the way, or it can be in that nice supported position. Beautiful. Now, for some reason, this extension is not right for you today. Of course, coming into a resting position, which is the child's pose. So feel free to take a rest here while we conduct the camel, while spreading the knees open here, hands, limbs, everything is just relaxing down with the forehead down. All right, so whichever variation we'll come into. So we'll start here, either variation 1, variation 2, or child's pose today for camel. Now, coming into the camel position, on your back bend is an inhalation, and staying here for a couple cycles of breath. No dynamic for this one, just staying in your natural cycles of breath here. Perhaps closing the eyes here if that feels comfortable. Again, only if it feels comfortable today. Creating and feeling a beautiful arch through the back, through the heart, and through the whole body, trying to conduct a beautiful extension through the hips, the heart, and the back. Last breath here. And on your next exhalation, tucking the chin first if your head was back, bringing your hands again to connect with the low back, or if your hands were already at the low back, just gently sitting back into your hips. And if you're in a child's pose, now sitting upright back into a nice seated position. Great work, everyone. And here, we'll take this opportunity to come into the Savasana if that feels right for you today. But if not, this will be the end of this practice. So if you're dropping off, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you shortly, day 4 for tomorrow. But if we're taking the full length of the class today, coming into full Shavasana, coming down onto your back, rolling your feet, rolling your inner thighs, your hips outwards to match the beautiful natural curvature of your body. And of course, lifting the palms over towards the sky, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. To come into our final pose, final relaxation pose, Shavasana, also known as the corpse pose. Beautiful pose to conclude every yoga practice, every self-practice, to find your inner peace, your inner grounding through complete and ultimate stillness of Shavasana, just like a corpse. Feeling the energy and the heat that we created today through a very energizing practice. Feeling the warmth of the heart, listening to the heart. What is it saying now? Perhaps your heart is a little bit more warm after this practice today. Thanking your heart and your body for finding a beautiful practice, an energizing practice through movement and health of your body and the health of the heart. Now taking a moment to get a little bit deeper, to connect with the heart, but also to thank your heart for all it does every single day.
This concludes our practice today, staying in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. And until the next one, namaste.